Okay, look, outside shoulder is lower than the inside shoulder there. You can also see that a little bit with you, Andrew, and Ed, keep an eye on that when you join in as well. Okay, from behind here, looking at the heads, I should have all the heads in a line. Luke, you can see your head out on bow side through the back half of the stroke there. So you need to be working center line through the back half of the stroke from square off through to the finish. And then we work round our rigger. The heads can come out slightly to your own side as you work around your rigger to the catch, following the handle. Then back as we drive square off, heads into the center again, and all 8 heads in a straight line, all shoulders level through the finish. Shoulders level or outside shoulder slightly higher. Remember, we talked this morning about the hands, the shoulders being on the same angle as the handle through the finish there. Evo, there's been a good change in your shoulder level this morning to this point in the row, which was great. Jonas also, you'll see yours in a moment. It's a big improvement there with yours. Here, looking at the bow side blade work, Zach a little bit late to square up, and Jonas too high off the water. Too high off the water here. With 2 people holding the boat level, we should have perfect blade heights. Zach, you can actually see your blade bouncing through the water there. That's just a matter of trying to get a little bit more lift on the handle right through, not just covering with the hands and then driving a little bit too flat perhaps. You need to just maintain a little bit of hang upwards on it through the stroke, just a continuous pressure to keep the blade covered, a consistent depth of coverage through. Sam Evans, there you can see your blade is not getting covered at the catch. You can almost see black paint right the way through there compared to Sam Hardy's. You need to get it covered at the catch. You need to get that outside hand around the handle, get it covered at the catch. Ed, you can see here your outside shoulder dropping down lower than the inside shoulder at the catch. And if you remember when I stopped you and demonstrated that position, you said it was very uncomfortable. You can see there for yourself that that is actually how you're taking it. The outside shoulder is dropping down through the knees as you reach through. Ed, you need to make sure your feet are on the lowest, a lower setting. So can we have a talk about that? Have a look at what your feet height is so we can get your feet down and perhaps get you over your work a little more at the catch. Generally speaking though, guys, this was a really good row up to this point. I was very happy with it. Still going upriver at this point, and we just squeezed it up to half weight just there, just before the bridge. We took it from 40% to 50, just brightened it up a little bit, but still we can see that not getting in together at the front. And I know everybody's working on different things, but we still have to be able to do that within the confines of the rhythm and make sure that we're locking up on time every stroke. There together at the catch every stroke, locking up together, and that's not quite happening at the moment. Blade work will come, but timing's crucial. But again, focusing on what's happening in the boat with the bodies, and I'm very happy with some of the improvements, and the purpose of this soundtrack to the video is really just to demonstrate to you the things that we're working on. Luke, you can see there when you easy oiled, and you probably knew it at the time, that you stopped too far forward and your hands were too low and blade was too high off the water. If you want to go back and have a look at that, you're a long way off the water. With blade heights, the correct blade height is essentially if you stopped or if you squared the blade up at any point on the recovery in beautiful flat water like this, The bottom edge of the blade should be about 2 or 3 centimetres off the water. So when you're coming forward and you're on the feather, if you squared the blade up, the bottom edge is then about 3 centimetres off the water. So you can see we've got a big variation in blade heights off the water. So we just need to be disciplined with our hand heights, and that will come, as I say, when you're looking at blade heights and stuff, doing single strokes. That's the time to correct your hand height, because you've got time to stop and take stock and think, make small adjustments. But overall, we're working on our length in the boat, and I'm happy with the progress this morning. This is some of the best rowing that we've done today. We're heading back down now towards Riverview, and before we took the boat into Riverview, and in a moment we took the pressure up to 75, and that is definitely the best rowing that we've done as an 8 so far. Lots of scope for improvement, but we're making good progress. Luke here, you can see that you're breaking the knees before Zach, and you led the other blokes up that time, and you were all ahead of the stern four. Just need to be vigilant, matching up with the man in front. All the movements, the hand speed round till the outside arm is straight, the rock over through vertical, and then that straight arm leading us into the catch position by half slide, outside shoulder fully extended, stretching and feeling really long from half slide out to the front. The boat running on all the time as we stretch right out. The length is good here. It's a big improvement. There's still a bit to go. And of course, it's easier to get right out for maximum length, right out over your toes when the boat is level. And that will come with a few more kilometres as well. Okay, we're up on 75 here now. And as I said, this is some of the best rowing that I've seen from you guys so far. Even in some of that terrible water on the way home today, after we got on for the second row, when we got out into the harbour there was evidence of this good work being translated even into that rough water. As frustrating as it was and as hard as it was, that 38-minute piece that we did home today, I was still pretty happy with the work through that rough water. We did fall into a couple of lapses where we weren't getting out for our length. But there's going to be some concentration lapses given how bad that water was. And it's natural to get frustrated in those circumstances as well, with a grumpy old coach sitting alongside of you and yelling at you. But it's certainly character building, and you guys handled it pretty well today. I was very proud of you. Eva, you can see your blade just popping up in the air there before the catch, those last few, and coming back to the stern to go into the water. In fact, they all are there pretty much, probably with the exception of stern pair. Chris, you can see though that yours is just a little slower to cover than what Sam Hardy's is, just at the catch. Getting good length though, Chris. Just got to watch that tuck up. Need to make sure that we're getting the bum right up there. Shins are getting vertical, but there's still scope for more length as the crew does row more length as well. Evo, you can see from the side here, not quite getting right out to where I'd like you to be. You were rowing a little bit longer earlier in the paddle when we were only rowing in 4s and 6s. As this boat speed comes up, pressure comes up, you've got to move round the back turn, get yourself into that catch position earlier. You've got to keep stretching on that first